A small miracle took place on the past weekend. I played Battlefield 6. That's not the miracle, but for the first time, I enjoyed a Battlefield game. I know you're gonna say, oh, well, you just haven't played Battlefield 1 or Battlefield 1942 or whatever you consider the great Battlefield. It's like, no, dude, I've played most of them. The first Battlefield game that I played properly was Bad Company 2. And I enjoyed that. And I'm talking multiplayer. I'm not talking campaigns. I'm talking multiplayer. And it was fun, but it always felt a bit sluggish. You got killed. You're like, I don't even know where I got killed from. Some sniper in the huge map on a roof. I don't even know. So I never really enjoyed them. Mainly, honestly, because of how they feel. But now I played Battlefield 6 and I'm going to put some gameplay here in the background, okay? If I have not done that yet already. But this game felt great. There are some challenges that I have with it. And again, like, I'm a Call of Duty player, right? I love Call of Duty. It's mainly the movement and the gunplay that draws me into the Call of Duty franchise and that kept me away from Battlefield. But it seems like now Battlefield, the franchise, is at a breaking point in terms of cracking that formula. Battlefield 6, the open beta, felt so much fun, and while of course, like, the interface and some cues are clearly taken from Call of Duty, which is fine, there's nothing wrong with it, but like, it does enough things differently that are fun, that it can stand on its own legs. And having played the Battlefield 6 open beta, I would say this is the first time that I can imagine the upcoming Battlefield game overshadowing potentially the upcoming Call of Duty game, because beyond this Battlefield game being really good, from what I've played at least, there's massive fatigue in Call of Duty. People just don't want to play this game anymore. I'm the same, I still play it because there's nothing really better out there. But if Battlefield and EA and DICE and all these people could offer a product that offers the same amount of fun and gunplay and control, but is different enough to just be a fresh game and feel good, like kind of what the Battlefield 6 beta did, then I can see this hitting hard in terms of success towards Call of Duty. But part of that is also that they have to keep a continuous supply of content. We would need new maps all the time, new gadgets, new unlockables. So that's still a big question that I have. Will EA and DICE be able to keep up that game as a service, continuous supply of new content flooding into the game? But here's how I want to do this video, because I have some pros and I have some cons about the game, right? Like positives and negatives. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do them one by one, interjecting. So one pro, one con. Let's start with the pro. I wrote down, it's a great combination of large maps and them feeling like small maps. So I found this very interesting. These maps are big. If you come from Call of Duty, any map almost seems big, but there are whole cities, right? Like whole cities within this Battlefield open beta. But as you group up with other players kind of organically, right? You're just roaming, for example, or you're cleaning this one street. And suddenly the map feels quite small. It feels like you're in this tiny bubble that is this street. And that's something I was missing in old Battlefield games and also in games like Warzone. Warzone, even you are in a city somewhere within the Warzone map, it still feels like you're in a huge map, but not in a good way, right? If I walk through a tiny village, I don't feel like I'm in a huge map. I feel like I'm in this street, like in this small bubble in this village now. And they managed, in my opinion, to replicate that very well in Battlefield. So that was quite impressive. The large feeling small, it's good stuff. Huge, easy win against Call of Duty. No lobby waiting times between the rounds. Bro, the game ends, you get a quick statistic, that's how many, boom, loading screen, we need that many more players, and we're in the next game, right? There's not like, we're waiting in the lobby, vote on the map. It's like, just get on with it, like, shorten these waiting times. So, well done, EA and Battlefield team, for doing that. Now, overall, I do like the level design, and I do love the destruction. That is something that we've been waiting forever to have in Call of Duty. Even it's just simple breaking through walls. They're going pretty far here. When I saw the first videos, I thought the destruction is mostly going to be facades crumbling and it's visual candy rather than functions. But that's not true. You can actually blow up whole buildings so that just the core of the building stands and you can go through, so whole rooms disappear. So it's pretty cool. The level of destruction that they have is very impressive. It works well. It runs smooth on my machine. However, and this might just be an open beta thing, right? I don't know where they're going to go, but it was a bit dull, the choice of maps they have. I think one was like the Battle of Baghdad or something. So here you are in Baghdad, and it does look like any other Afghanistan shooter, Iraq war shooter that we played in the past. The brown shades and stuff. It feels all a little bit done. There were a few other maps. You'll see the gameplay in the background, like the one on the mountaintop. But I want to see relatable maps. That was a moment that I really enjoyed in Call of Duty. I think it was Modern Warfare 2019, when they're suddenly like we are in London now we're in Korea, now we're in New York, and they're bringing in all these real life locations, and now you're fighting in this backyard somewhere in London, in Piccadilly Circus, I don't know, under the Eiffel Tower, and like bring in these known big locations. I think it's fun. Maybe I'm the only one. I mean, leave a comment underneath. Maybe you think that's a stupid request, but I like these recognizable locations. A German village, you know, something that's obscure and strange. I hope they don't go down the route of Battlefield. No, it's Battlefield. It's conflict zones. We are true to... It's like, come on, man. We're here to have fun. It's a video game. You don't need to try to be too accurate about, like, war zones and where conflict zones... Like, just... have fun. Give us cool locations. Put it into a freaking theme park. So I hope to see a little bit more of that, to be honest. Just like cool, engaging, visually diverse locations. Destruction, great. I mentioned it already, but also not OP, right? I wrote this down. It's also not OP so that you constantly feel the guy in the tank just blows everything up and everyone dies. It still feels somewhat balanced and fun. I had many moments where you come around the corner and there's the tank and you're like, oh no, and you're just backing up where you came from because... So... that really works. The destruction is great. It's fun, but it's not OP. So I feel there they also struck the right balance. If you look back at, for example, I remember it's so long ago now, like Bad Company 2 had brutal destruction. I think that went a bit too far. You were in a house and the whole house collapsed. That can happen here, but they struck a nice balance between parts of the houses kind of always standing while other parts just collapse. It felt nice, it felt organic, it felt like it changes, you know, the level design and gives it progression. Earlier you walk through this house and now you walk through it, half of the corridor is gone and it's open and exposed and you need to cover that side, which you previously didn't have to. So I really like this, right? They used to call it Levolution. This feels to me like an actual version of Levolution, where the level evolves based on what's happening in the level. So that's really, really fun. I love it. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room when it comes to this game. In my opinion, that is the visibility and the readability of the game. One thing that I mentioned in previous videos that I did about the Battlefield franchise is that the visibility, not just the lighting, right? Also the player models, the enemies, the models that you see, they don't feel like they have weight. They're long and skinny compared to Call of Duty. If you look at the player models and their animations in the Call of Duty multiplayer game, they have weight, they have presence, they are big, they're physically, they feel in the space. When you played the past Battlefield games, the player model felt skinny and it didn't feel right, at least when you came from Call of Duty. I always gripe with that. That didn't work for me. They have improved this. It feels better to read now. It feels easier to read. Visibility is a problem. I've seen this under a whole bunch of Reddit threads, for example, where people say, I can't even look through the window. The glare is so bright, I see nothing, and then I get shot in the face. These are things they can tweak, okay? I think at the moment the glare is a little bit too much. But overall, they have improved visibility, and they have seemingly improved animations and player models. So it's easier to read. The map is easier to read. It's still not at the level of Call of Duty, and it kind of sucks. I did have various frustrating moments. I'm not very good in the game, I'm not gonna lie, but like where I would get killed because I just couldn't see what the hell is going on. And sure, you can say, oh, it's realistic, it's more like a sim, you have to change your position. It's like, come on, bro. It's a freaking video game. We were there already. I'm not gonna say it again. Now let's go to the cons. Actually, I said I'm gonna alternate cons and pros, which I then just didn't do. I just said I'm gonna do this, and then I just proceeded not to do it at all. Welcome to Monkey Games. Subscribe and smash like. Now, cons, okay? Negatives. That gave me a bit of a hiccup. Not too many, okay? I like the game. As I said, it's a good game. At least the open beta, what we see now. But no option for a kill cam. Maybe I missed it, but I haven't seen any. Dude, we need kill cams. The world is a cheater-infested mess. We need to see those kill cams. It is absolutely essential, okay? So, please. I doubt we're gonna get it, but we need kill cams. The time to kill needs nerfing, I think. It's not good. It takes too long. Too often you see the people in the distance. It's already out of your range of your assault rifle, and you do hit him 6-7 times. It's not enough to take him down. It's frustrating. I think they need to reduce that a little bit. It's like bullet sponging. It doesn't feel right at the moment, so time to kill is a thing. I mean, the other thing is like, what's up with grenades? I don't know, are grenades supposed to be like that in Battlefield? You throw the grenade, like everything is hyper-realistic, and then you throw a grenade, like, and it flies in like a weird straight line. And often it doesn't even bounce. It's like, no, that doesn't feel right. Fix the grenades, DICE. Can we please like get a proper grenade animation that like, and then it bounces around a room? how a grenade would behave, it feels weird. You can get used to it, right? It's just a different mechanic. It's kind of complaining on a high level here, but still, it annoyed me. It's not like Call of Duty. Now, final point that I had on my list is the movement. The problem that I have with the movement is that every now and then, it slows you down by a microsecond, and you can feel it, and it sucks. If you run, and then you stop and go slowly left, you strafe left. There's a little moment in the movement where it stops and goes left. Call of Duty doesn't have that. Now, you can say, well, it's supposed to be like this. That's great. My interest in these games is we need to remove barriers, okay? This character thing that I play on the screen, especially in a competitive first-person shooter, needs to feel like an extension of myself. And the character stopping and having a, or maybe it might be realistic in the real world, kind of little sidestep animation that takes a microsecond and slows down my movement doesn't feel good. Now I do what this silly character does and not what I want to do. Call of Duty understood that. They removed all the barriers. The game often obviously feels very arcadey and it feels, but you can clearly see that they take a lot of cues in this Battlefield game from the movement of Call of Duty, so it's hard to argue and say, well, that part of the movement we're not copying, right? Like, they should have copied the whole thing. It should just feel as direct and barrierless as the movement in Call of Duty. But again, ladies and gentlemen, it's complaining on a high level. I hope I had enough gameplay. If I didn't have enough gameplay, at some point it switched to full screen again. You saw me, I recorded some bad gameplay as well. I don't know how I filled this whole video. But anyway, guys, I appreciate you watching. Smash like, subscribe to the channel if you like these kinds of videos. Engage in the conversation down in the comments. I would appreciate to read your thoughts about the beta. Did you enjoy it? Which points that I made you agree or disagree with? Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one. Smash like, and I'm out. Bye.